Are these the neighbors that you want in your city? No. These are the criminal migrants that Kamala Harris brought into your community. And as swiftly as they came, Donald Trump will send them back.
Und ehrt das Andenken dieser 7.
To all ICE officers, you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties.
Mr. Miller makes that bad sound like a magic shield to go nuts. But there's a catch, even he can't fix. That protection covers you for doing the right job, not for losing your head while you're at it. You hurt someone who didn't need hurting, and you're no federal agent anymore. You're just a dude in a whole lot of trouble. And Mr. Miller, he won't be the one paying your lawyer. Craig Crawford here, retired journalist working for nothing but the truth and Social Security checks. And we've opened the comment room and we're looking at the news. We're looking at CNN and Minnesota is still happening, folks, in a big way. We had some shooting last night. We got Kristi Noem on the ground this morning. Let's see what she's saying.
In Minnesota will start to work with us to get criminals off the streets.
And the secretary also said that there are no plans to pull out of Minnesota.
Let's go live right now to CNN.
There are now 3,000 federal agents. Somebody said it's 6 times the number of local police now.
And what invoking the Insurrection
Act. This is basically an invasion of a state. By the federal
and you heard
government.
Kristi Noem there say that this was a point of discussion with the president here at the White House earlier today. Now, she didn't say that she herself was necessarily recommending it, but she reiterated that this was a constitutional authority that the president could utilize. You know, this is an 1807 law. It would allow
talking about the Insurrection Act. They keep talking about it. They're talking about it again.
A rebellion or an insurrection. And what the Supreme Court has said is that the president has very wide leeway in determining whether an insurrection or a rebellion is underway.
You know what? I think that's a good plan, KT.
This morning. If the corrupt politicians of Minnesota don't obey the law and stop the
did you see my little
from attacking the patriots of
Miller
ICE who are only trying to do their
mashup
job? I will institute the Insurrection Act, which many presidents have done before.
Oh, there she is.
The president is correct.
Hey,
hi.
The last time was several decades
you catch
ago
my
in
little
Los Angeles around the Rodney King
Stephen
protest.
Miller and Goebbels mashup I did?
Yes, that was pretty good. And you know what? The resemblance is a little too close.
Isn't it scary? I've always thought it was scary. All right, let's talk about last night because I've got a little thing up here, and I'm hoping to see if you can fill us in any further. This incident last night where ICE is now defending themselves against cleaning products. They were attacked by shovels and brooms.
Supposedly.
And shot somebody.
Yeah. The man was Venezuelan.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was weird because I remember Trump saying something about not kicking out the Venezuelans or something.
Yeah.
So the man was Venezuelan and he was trying to get away from ICE and he accidentally crashed his car. And I guess he ran into his apartment where his pregnant wife and son.
Uh-huh.
And when he was running in, they shot him through the front door in his leg. Now,
well, you have more detail. Now, where are you getting this detail?
From the 911 call that was actually posted.
Okay, good. All right. We like
it was in Spanish, but there was a translator and the translator said the wife called and she said his leg, he was shot in the leg and they shot through our door and da 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 da. I know they said that there was a shovel at the scene, but they didn't say anything more about that. So honestly, I believe the narrative by Kristi Noem is very false.
Well, that seems to be their instinct to get when in all these cases. Stir's in the house. Hey, Stir.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
What you following today, Stir? What's on your mind?
I'm following you guys.
Oh, well then. That's some responsibility.
But I did post.
Kay's out there and on the ground in the hot seat.
Oh God, no!
There's now 3,000.
Yes,
ICE agents there now.
Yeah.
Somebody said that I didn't quite get the comparison, but that's 6 times the number of local police. Does that sound right? Does that make sense?
In Minneapolis, yes.
Yeah. So we got 6 times the number of federal agents as local agents on the scene in Minneapolis now.
Last night they had the Minnesota State Troopers there, and MPD was there. State troopers were kind of helping ICE. They basically just stood by and let ICE shoot all these flashbangs and smoke bombs.
I got into the details on these flashbangs. They're little mini grenade deals, and they go off and they shoot a bunch of rubber pellets in all directions. Yep. Is that what we're talking about? They make a big loud bang.
Yes, it's almost
Every time
like
they
fireworks.
say flashbang, I've always thought they just meant it made a noise, but it also shoots out a whole bunch of rubber pellets.
Yeah, and the one situation, yes, the shooting is terrible. The shooting is a terrible, terrible thing. But I mean, he is going to survive, so that's good. At least it was, in the leg, But what really bothered me last night was the kids. I posted about it on Trail Mix, and basically a father and a mother were trying to get their 6 children out of the area due to all the tear gas that was going into their house as well. Because this
was last night at this shooting in Minneapolis. Okay, all right.
This area is highly populated. Highly populated. Lots of families on the street. It is just a very residential neighborhood. Now, it would be different if it was down by the Whipple building or, downtown.
Federal building. Whipple's the federal building where ICE is headquartered.
Right.
Or hanging out or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Whipple.
There's a big protest there today at noon. So
I've been finding yesterday, I found a lot of live streams that I put on Trail Mix where people are just getting their cameras and putting up live streams. This is the most live streamed protest. I mean, every we get more people with more devices with each episode of event. This one is really out there, and I was following it. And the thing that I observed, and I actually was watching it with a friend of mine who's a retired DEA agent. And he was in watching the agents. His observation was these guys are not well trained. I mean, they're wandering around, just their rifles, in all directions. And he pointed, he says, look at that. That guy's pointing his rifle at another agent. We're not trained to do that.
Yeah. They also arrested a Dakota woman on reservation land yesterday too.
Explain that.
Okay, so yes, she's indigenous, and and ICE grabbed her on reservation land, on protected land.
Oh, okay.
We have lots.
For what?
I don't know. That's the thing is, we don't know.
and half the time they don't know because they arrest these people and then release them later because they never did come up with any charges.
Well, right, and
this is happening a lot.
It was probably because she's brown, and I'm just saying it's profiling everywhere. It's not targeted people. It is not. It's very haphazard, and they're in places that I would never expect them to be. Like, for instance, there's a little town in the north called Wilmer. It's not very big, but they've got them roaming there. They're in Alexandria, it's kind of going into your Viking land theme. Hate to say it.
Oh yeah.
Because that's where the runestone was found in that area, the Viking runestone. Anyway.
We're going to have to dig into that later because I don't know what that is, but I want to, Dirty Money. Now, please tell me where y'all get this. I get this all the time.
I don't
Mob
know why
for rent. You're always saying these people are paid. Where are you getting that? I mean, where have you, I don't think you're getting it anywhere real, but at least I'm asking. I mean, show me where this comes from, this accusation that these people in their own neighborhoods, I mean, they're in their neighborhoods, their neighborhoods are getting invaded by these agents, and somebody's paying them to complain about it. What are you talking about? You don't even believe that, do you, Dirty Money? I mean, I'm asking seriously. Okay, go back to topic. Oh, Jamie's here. Hey, Jamie.
Yes, hi, Jamie.
Hello. Where was the reservation?
I believe near Shakopee.
In Minnesota?
Yep.
All right. Thanks.
See, and there's another one just inside Minneapolis that's called Little Earth. And they basically said, you don't come on our property. But that, the area where this was, is very vast land. It's huge. And, yeah.
Did you tell me that one of the tribes in the whichever Dakota Christie comes from had banned her from their land?
Oh yeah, South Dakota. There are 7 tribes that have banned her from their land completely.
I don't blame them, but what's their actual reason? I mean, do they
just because of her rhetoric. Yeah. I mean, they did it while she was governor.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. But just to get back to that family, sorry, I went on a squirrel mission.
I did too.
But
we chased a lot of squirrels.
This family of 6. Rabbits. The dad went and told the ICE agent that was near them, "Hey, I'm trying to get my family out because of the tear gas. I don't want my kids getting affected." They get in the car, they're getting ready to go, and a flashbang gets sent into their vehicle. All 6 kids had issues. The baby was 6 months old and was unresponsive for a time, and EMS had to come in and revive it.
Boy, these stories are just piling up. They're just piling up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's making a difference with people. I mean, people are turning against. I mean, they've actually turned the public against ICE. I mean, look at these numbers. We're up to 40, a plurality now of Americans in this YouGov poll. Big sample too, is almost 2,000. 46% saying that they want to abolish ICE. And that's something like a 25 percentage point increase since this all started.
Roving the masked marauders get bad polling.
Say that again.
Roving bands of masked marauders get bad polling.
Tend to be unpopular, you think? Yeah, roving bands of masked marauders. I like that. Roving bands of masked. And then you have over here, 30%. I mean, 50% say that shooting was not justified. So there's your verdict on the videos we've all been watching with our own eyes. So I don't know that they care, but this was a rebellious Renee meme on Trail Mix. Comply or die.
Yeah.
Weird policy for a free country. Anyway.
And that's basically what Trump is saying in his tweet this morning, where he threatened to do the Insurrection Act. Okay. Like,
yeah,
sure, go ahead.
Is that where he made that threat in the
this morning
on his thing?
And part of me says he did it. He's saying that because Tim Walz has not deployed the National Guard yet, and he wants to take that away from him.
They're also itching for that, aren't they?
I think he just wants to do it on Minnesota because he's angry at Tim Walz. He doesn't like Tim Walz. He doesn't like Jacob Fry. He doesn't like that we are I think he's getting more upset that we're having protests every single day and fighting back and not resting.
I think what's really frustrating them is that they had expected it was true in Washington when we were doing our protests here. And I went to 6 or 8 of them, and everybody was so determined to keep it peaceful. This is what has surprised them. They wanted these riots to be violent so that they could shoot everybody. Seriously. That's what's upsetting them.
They wanted George Floyd all over again is what they wanted.
They absolutely did. They wanted,
and they're not getting that.
They wanted firebombing and attacking the federal buildings. Well, here he is. Okay. Here he is. If the corrupt politicians of Minnesota don't obey the law and stop the professional agitators and insurrectionists, I will institute, here it is, I will institute the Insurrection Act, which many presidents have done before me. What? What's he talking about? Which many presidents have done before me. I remember George Bush Sr. did it for Los Angeles, and it was a big controversy. And I don't know that it's been done since. Do we know? I mean, I think we might have to ask.
I looked it up. It says the Insurrection Act has been invoked 30 times by about 17 different presidents since its inception, with notable uses including suppressing rebellions in Washington, which was Washington with Lincoln, enforcing civil rights was Eisenhower, Kennedy, and Johnson, and responding to major civil unrest like the 1992 Los Angeles riots.
Yeah, that
was the last time.
That was the last time, right? Because I remember that.
To make sure.
I mean, I was in the Washington bureau here for the Orlando Sentinel covering that, and I remember that being a big deal. And Powell, who was, I don't know if he was Secretary of Defense. I think that's what he was at the time.
At that point.
And Powell was very much against it and had a big showdown with President Bush over that. He was very much against it, but got overruled and did it anyway. And it did do some good, and they didn't stay long. But I'm pretty sure, didn't the governor ask for it in that case? I mean, that's another thing.
Yes, I think they had brought in the National Guard, and
they didn't go in there to go to war with the local state and police and state troopers and so on, like these guys are talking about.
No, 82 was vastly different than the Watts riots. The Watts riots were very justified. 82 was not.
Now, are you talking about 92, or are you talking about George Bush?
I'm talking about the most recent one where they brought in the troops. Was it
in Los Angeles?
Yeah, over the beating of
Rodney King.
Yeah,
that was the Rodney King case. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Rodney King, and those riots were not justified. The Watts riots, I was sitting up in Northern California, and when they broke out, I said, "What took them so long?" You know? I mean, those were really justified.
That was bad, yeah.
Yeah.
True Blue, hello, welcome, True Blue. I don't believe I've seen you here before.
Hello.
Very bad action. True Blue.
It says the early rebellions, Presidents Washington, Adams, and Jackson used it for early state versus federal conflicts and worker revolts, which would make sense back in the day. And then Lincoln invoked the Insurrection Act to suppress the Confederacy during the Civil War. Grant used it to combat the Klan in the 1870s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then civil rights is Eisenhower for the Little Rock Nine, Kennedy, Johnson for Selma, Detroit, and DC riots, because it was used to enforce desegregation and unquell arrests. And then the most recent ones, Johnson with the 1967 Detroit riots, and then Bush with LA riots. So since 1992 was the last time it was done.
There a face-off with pensioners following World War I? Was that MacArthur that went up against the guys looking to get their pension payments from World War I? Was that in there?
I remember.
No, I didn't see anything on that.
I remember there were riots over that.
Yeah.
I was remembering a story about Clark Clifford told about Eisenhower when Eisenhower was told the Supreme Court in the Brown v. Board case that he was going to need to send National Guard to enforce it. And Eisenhower's, he did not want to do it. It just wasn't his nature. And I suppose it wasn't really that he was against civil rights or anything. He just didn't want to do it. And he told Clark, he says, well, Supreme Court, just because they said it, why do I have to do it? And Clark Clifford had to explain to the president that it's your job to execute the rulings of the Supreme Court. And Eisenhower was like, well, I didn't know. I don't really want to do that.
I think there's a lot of things that the president is supposed to do, or like it's in his doctrine to do, that they don't do. I think that happens with everybody.
Now, Dirty Buddy, what are you talking about? Advocating for an entire section of city being burnt to the ground is who's doing that? Who's advocating burning? Is he talking about Los Angeles? Is he talking about Minneapolis? What are you talking? Explain to me what you're talking about, Dirty. All right, well, then we'll come back to you.
But I don't know. I have to run errands today, and it'll be interesting because yesterday there were agents in my town. So
ICE agents?
Yeah. There was lots of updates on Facebook and stuff about it. And so, yeah, we'll see.
Oh, you're getting a shout out here from Blue and Dallas on Trail Mix. Trail Mix for Blue and Dallas Wise. KT Bear, thank you for the updates. Blue and Dallas lived in Minneapolis briefly during the 80s.
It is.
And it looks surreal. The Carson, green smoke is a government. Is she talking about the tear gas here? The Carson?
Yeah, I posted an article that was on Substack. And it was all about this highly carcinogenic. It's got chlorine in it and stuff. So it's bad. They were trying to clear everybody out. But what we did find is that once the smoke kind of started to clear, there were cameras and they were walking towards the smoke. So it was somebody filming them for propaganda during this whole thing. And it's like, what the heck? People are fighting for our freedoms and for people, for our neighbors and families and friends and stuff. And you're literally doing propaganda videos to get a bunch of kids out of their mom's basements to come and work for you.
Yeah, on that point, I did do some work yesterday on. I did not realize that, to your point, they had actually dropped the age requirement from 21 to 18. They're hiring high school kids to be ICE agents. People.
Yep. They want the kids that are at home playing Call of Duty is what they want. That's what they want.
Is that's one of the video games?
Yeah, it's there's all different kinds of Call of Duty games. There's a World War II video game. There's the Revolutionary. I mean, there's all different kinds. Black Ops. I mean, I've never played it myself because, frankly, I'm a gamer. I don't play those games because I get I have vertigo and I get dizzy while playing first person like shooter games or anything like that. So
yeah, here's the I looked up the changes in the requirements here on ICE's new recruitment reality: no degree, no age limit, the 48-day blitz. There's three aspects of what they've changed. I kind of like this.
They want the white power guys.
The college glass ceiling is gone. So now for entry level deportation, a bachelor's degree is no longer mandatory.
I don't think it was mandatory to before. Just saying.
And removal of age barriers. Okay, they waived the age and lowered the minimum. They waived the maximum age cap and lowered the minimum age because they're trying to hire. They got 30 billion to hire 10,000, and I think they've actually are aiming toward hiring 12,000 new agents, which will make them bigger than FBI and a whole bunch of other law enforcement put together. and then they've made it easier for retired veterans to join. And then here's the real controversy. Also, is one of y'all mentioned yesterday that they came up with this because he's the 47th president, 47-day training controversy.
Puke.
And it used to be, so they have slashed the training of these people from 22 weeks to roughly 8 weeks.
You want to say hi to the Trail Mix people? They loved your text message yesterday.
Hello.
He says hi.
What was that, Abby? Did you know
That's my hubby.
I made a whole video of his idea.
I know. I sent it to him last night, and he was like, "Oh, that's you."
And gave it the drum roll.
Okay, I'll see you later.
he got the official drum roll for that one too. We'll do it
I
again.
know. So, but yeah, it's
I like these icebreaker laws.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which the what? What do we like? What the what laws?
The icebreaker.
Yes. I was back. I forgot what I was doing.
My favorite.
Yeah, the state level in response to the hiring surge, states are proposing icebreaker laws to ban these newly hired agents from working in those states. I'm also in the middle of researching state laws are now in the works to try and figure out how to come up with a way to get around immunity for these agents for lawsuits that they can still be sued in state court, even though there's qualified immunity in federal court. So they're states working on that also.
Tim Walz just posted. He said, "I'm making a direct appeal to the president. Let's turn the temperature down, stop the campaign of retribution. This is not who we are. And an appeal to Minnesotans. I know this is scary. We must speak out loudly, urgently, but also peacefully. We cannot fan the flames of chaos. That is what he wants." He hit the nail on the head.
That'll just, I don't know. Stephen Miller's issue. Go ahead, Jamie.
I was just going to say, Walz is such a nice, sensible man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way they've demonized him is just sad.
It's because he has a heart and cares about people instead of he wants to make changes that are good for the Minnesotan people. And
have you ever heard that right-wing slur for people who care? Is empathetic suicide, they call it.
Yeah.
So if you actually care, they say, "Oh, you got empathetic suicide." I mean, do they have a factory or something that comes up with these crazy shit? I mean, it's like empathetic suicide. Oh, yeah. All right, that's great. I mean, that's like Trump derangement syndrome. I call it Trump dependency syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real syndrome.
And of course, we still do not have the Epstein Files, which is...
Oh, that was my other issue for this morning. You just reminded me. You might be sorry. Let's see. Here we go. I've got Ro Khanna. There's actually some developments on that front worth a quick look. Is he and Massie went to the judge Engelmayer up in New York, who's overseeing the grand jury transcript release. But anyway, he's starting to get involved in this question of the congressional mandate to release. Anyway, they went up to there and they're asking that judge to appoint a special master to take this away from DOJ, overseeing the release of the records. And the judge actually, he didn't rule on that yet, but yesterday or the day before, he has put the ball in the DOJ's court and told them by tomorrow, what is today, Thursday? Tomorrow, Friday, to respond. But anyway, here's Ro Khanna actually explaining.
Major Epstein update. A few days ago, Thomas Massie and I filed an amicus brief in the District Court of New York. We said that the Department of Justice was not complying with our law, that they were sitting on millions of documents, and we asked the judge to order a special master so that the documents were released. Today, the judge responded. He has ordered the Department of Justice to explain whether they should appoint a special master and why they're not releasing all of the documents. Thomas Massie and I will be responding to the Department of Justice's argument. This is a huge step forward. Now, an Obama-appointed judge may order the release of the files that we all want to see. We need to see the 302 statements where the survivors told the FBI who the rich and powerful men were who raped and abused them. The Epstein class needs to go.
Is that in the judge's order to the DOJ, he also told them to tell me if I have the authority to appoint a special master. But actually, that's kind of a good sign in a way, because it shows the judge is entertaining that idea, and so he's giving the government a chance to tell me why I can't do this. And it kind of, in reading tea leaves of how judges operate, that kind of suggested he may, if he thinks he's got the authority and the government can't convince him otherwise, that would be a way out of this mess, is to get an independent special master to take over all those files and go through them and release them. That could be the fix if this judge goes along with it.
Considering our DOJ,
I'm sorry. We need that list naming names. Those are the ones Trump is defending as his friends.
And it's the actual witness statements, as Ro Khanna was saying, that name them. I mean, that's the witness statements. And of course, and everybody keeps saying, well, why don't they just go on CNN and tell us the names? Well, they're willing to. But they're also afraid. I mean, if of getting sued or harassed or chased or killed.
Yeah. But there are some people who say, I have nothing to lose. I'll drop as many names as I want to. I know the Epstein victims all talked about compiling a list together and putting it out there. But the thing is, without any proof, you can't really go for anything.
But
no, sir, I keep seeing you drop out, and then I put you back in. I'm not pushing you out. I don't know why sometimes you drop out, and then I don't see you. You there, sir? Okay. All right. What were you saying, Jamie?
Oh, I was just going to say, members of Congress have offered to read those names on the floor where they could not be punished for reading them. So I don't know why they haven't done that.
Yeah, well, I did see one lawyer talking about that, saying, one concern is that even though they're protected for what they say on the floor of the House under the constitutional privilege, that the victim, if the victims are the ones who gave them the information, it still could create potential liability for the victims. I don't know, but
it might mess with a trial as well.
Yeah.
But that special master thing, I had not thought of that. I hadn't heard anybody talk about it. Now, Ro Khanna and Massie have another track on underway, which is an interesting connection to this Clinton contempt stuff. Is they haven't filed it yet, but they've did a press release with the language, what they call inherent contempt, of charging Pam Bondi with contempt for not abiding by the requirements of this law. And so they're talking about proposing Bondi be held in contempt, which I think is kind of interesting now that the Republicans want to hold the Clintons in contempt.
And it's funny because both of the Clintons are lawyers. So they know all the loopholes. So they said, we're not going to speak in front of Congress unless there's evidence of what happened. And right now, all it is emails that he could not have been in, and pictures. Whereas to prove anything else, because what Republicans want to do is nail Bill Clinton, thinking that the Democrats will just fall apart, that our hero is gone. Dude, we don't care. Put him in jail.
Yeah, we know Clinton was a dog.
Yeah, we know it.
Don't think all of his were grown-up women.
I have to say this though. He was impeached for getting a BJ from an intern. Okay. Yeah. And then Trump is doing all this crap, and they don't even touch him.
Well, I do like to keep remembering a majority of Congress wanted to throw him out of office. It just wanted
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, when I first heard about Bill Clinton and when he was first starting to run, and I'd barely heard of him in '92, and I went out to Arkansas to do a profile on him, and I interviewed all these people in Arkansas, and they were all griping about the guy. Everybody I talked to, even the people who say they voted for him, they just complained about him, and his personal character. I mean, you could see all that stuff was, it was big news in our. They all knew it anyway. And I asked some guy, I said, "Why does everybody keep voting for him? If you if you hate him so much?" He says, "Well, he's a rogue. He's a rogue, but he's our rogue."
Oh,
he's a lovable rogue.
yeah.
And that's what kept him safe from then on. That was always from then on. That's always been the case. People just they knew he was a rogue, but they loved him anyway.
And he played pretty good sex.
He did. I will say that. But
Oh, Jamie, I found something fun for you.
This
goes back to 1954. We were talking about phones yesterday,
the rotary.
Kids trying to figure out how to use a rotary phone.
The kids trying to figure out well, here's where I found when they now this might just drive people away. I don't know, but I don't care. I think this is fun. This is when they first introduced the rotary phone. This is 1954, and I'm wondering now, when were you an operator, Jamie? You were a long distance operator.
60, 61, 62 in there. Okay. 63.
Anyway, just a minute or two of this.
I
love these old 1950s TV things.
You see that lineup of women in front of the big boards?
Yeah. My grandma did that too.
Hello, everyone. I'm from your telephone company, and the message that we have for you is that we are changing your telephone service over to Dial. There's been a lot of planning, preparation, and work in order to bring Dial to town.
I'll move it up here because there's a part coming up that just really cracked me up.
But for years to come.
When they actually install.
To design, build, and install this equipment takes time and money. This is an investment in the future of your community. It won't be long now until Dial telephones are ready to serve you. So that there will be no interruption in your telephone service during the changeover. Everything is made ready. When the signal is given, the fuses are...
Now, does anybody know, what are they doing here? Maybe, Stir, do you know? Anybody know what they're pulling these wires down, and suddenly that's going to change everybody?
I think that was the setup of the step-by-step offices where they switched over from party lines to the equipment doing the actual movement through the dialing process. And they had to change over from one to the other.
So they're pulling out they're pulling out these wires we see here.
Yeah,
and then over in another
step office, right?
And then over in this, then they simultaneously make a switch, and suddenly everybody has rotary.
Yeah, when I was an operator, we still had some party lines and had to use the ring down up in the mountains. After everybody had switched over to dialing.
I remember my grandparents had a party line, and I used to love to listen to it. And
so
as a kid, I would sit there for hours and listen to other people's conversations. And I just, as like an 8-year-old, I guess I was, something like that. I actually learned a lot about people, listening to their conversation. It was very educational.
You know what's funny is that my mom used to do that too. She talked about that when she was a kid, that she would just sit on the party line and just listen to people talk. And my grandma did the phone operator thing for I think 6 months or something, and then she got tired of it and quit. And but yeah, my mom talked about that. I think my uncles were too young to remember that.
But
there's a way to listen in without them knowing. If you pick it up, it makes a click. But if you hold the button down and remove the mouthpiece, when you let go of the button, it doesn't make a click.
Oh, sounds like you had some experience with that.
Oh, very much. Yeah.
And the one thing you had to remember when dialing, you bring the rotary around, you could not drag it back. You had to let it go and let it cycle back, because otherwise you would get a wrong number.
Yeah, that's where here's these kids that were trying. These are 17-year-olds today being shown a rotary phone, trying to figure out how to use it. They have no idea.
You're talking through it and you're working through it.
Yeah, we're also in last place. So
we went all the way over here. I think you have to go all the way around.
The thing they can't get straight is they keep trying to dial it without picking up the handset. They think if you just dial it without picking up the handset.
No, you're not. You nailed it.
Just figured it out.
Now they're finally getting
25 seconds.
Jed Clampett, we're seeing the
708, 703. Where are you at right now?
7 0
8500. Hurry up. 8500. 8500.
We're done.
You did it?
No, I didn't. There's 5 seconds to do it.
0. You did it. 0. We did it.
They did it. They finally did.
The internet is the same age as Jennifer Lopez, and just like J-Lo, every year it shows more and more skin.
Yeah, it took them like 20 minutes, but they figured it out.
My grandparents had a bright red rotary telephone that had the longest cord in the world in their basement. And that phone stayed up on their wall until we had to sell the house. And I think, I can't remember, one of my uncles took it, and I don't remember which one. But I'll have to ask in family chat, who got the rotary phone? I need it.
Yeah. This video suggests, I guess 1954 is when this video is. So that's when we switched to rotary phones, is around 1954, which was 2 years before I was born. So I guess I share my birth date with the rotary phone.
And then you had to wait quite a few years before and bypass the long distance operator when area codes finally came in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
There were people that had to use the operator to call across the street because they were in 2 different zones.
Yeah, I remember my parents tell the stories of they had the operator in their small town in Kentucky. I'll say her name was Gladys, which I think it might have actually been. I don't know. And they'd call up and they'd say, Gladys, you'd actually have to ask the operator to dial someone else. Is that right? Yes. Is that how it worked? And so yes. you'd pick up the phone and you'd say, Gladys, get me the Johnsons. And they said, and she knew where everybody was. She said, oh, honey, they've gone to Berea. They're not home right now.
When I was on all-night duty, I would do homework for kids, and they'd call in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They'd call so you were AI. You were the AI of their day. You were the Google search engine.
Yeah, that's why my kids still refer to me as the walking encyclopedia.
In the early Andy Griffith show, they had the operator. You had to pick up and ask for your.
That's right, they did, didn't they?
Sadie.
And the local operator had to call the long distance operator if you wanted to go out of state. And then, of course, there was during the big Alaska earthquake where I had to stay on the line with the lieutenant governor of Alaska on emergency lines for over 5 hours because I was not allowed to leave the line unless supervisor relieved me, so that there was always an operator listening in.
Oh.
Yeah, that got the office of one of those big 5-pound boxes of See's candy and a bunch of flowers.
Well, what's going to happen today in Minneapolis? Okay, I'm going to watch those live feeds I've been finding. There's a bunch of them surfacing that I find kinda
if you go to Status Quo is still out. They're doing it.
There's a protest in Minneapolis
at noon.
Okay, Status Quo.
And I will say this. I'm sorry, Stir?
COUP, Status Quo.
Yep.
Yeah, I've just found it, Sturge. It's on YouTube here at Status. I just searched Status Quo.
Status Quo is good. Also, Maduro Media is good. Who else? And then Midas Touch also works with Status Quo, so it might be on their channel rather than Status Quo. So you kind of have to flip around a little bit. But also I'm trying to think. My name is not going to work.
Yeah, here's Status Quo. This is their YouTube channel.
The Jolly Good Ginger is there. He is out and proud. I love him to the moon and back. He is unapologetic about his protesting. He goes everywhere. So he's there. A lot of other independent news groups are going there. Mercado Media, Mercado Media is based out of Minneapolis. So they know all the head guy is from St. Paul, so he knows all where we're going and stuff. So they do a lot of driving.
Yeah, here's Status Quo's live from last night at that shooting. Where was this? What part of Minneapolis was this?
North Minneapolis. So opposite end of where Renee Good was killed.
Yes. So here they were. They were on the scene last night at that thing.
There is a Bearcat behind us. There has been reported that there's been yet another shooting by federal agents right down the road here. They looks like they're trying to force through to control the scene with a vehicle. They're clearing. There's a person arrested, it seems. I'm not quite sure, on the ground. She looks like she's cuffed. Yep. There's Border Patrol officers in full camo. They're armed with.
That looks like a mess. That's just a mess right there.
Oh, the best part. And I don't know if they cut it from this video or not. So last night, there's all these videos coming up about these people who ICE had to abandon their vehicles after the shooting. So the ICE agents that were involved in the shooting abandoned their vehicles. Well, it just so happens a protester was walking by and saw some things in the open door laying on the seat. And it was all these papers about where they were supposed to go and who they were going to pick up and the targets and FBI agents that they need to be in contact with. And and apparently ICE gets coins if they do something, like a reward system.
Wow. Huh.
And what's really creepy is it's like to me it looks like a silver metal kind of thing. I'll try and find a picture of it. and send it to you. But yeah, it was like this silver metal thing with a skull on it that was found in their car wrapped in plastic. And apparently they get these rewards when they arrest somebody or they shoot somebody or detain whoever. And
there'd been some reports a while back that they were given quotas, and I think they fired somebody because they weren't meeting the quota, the head of ICE or something at one point a few months ago. That they actually have. I don't know if anybody's ever seen them yet or not, but I mean the actual quotas, but they supposedly have them.
I'm looking to see if I can find it.
You back to South Carolina yet, Stir?
Oh no.
You still up in New Jersey? Are you just living in New Jersey now? Or?
No, I'm over in the Poconos right now.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
I put up
go ahead, Jamie.
I was just going to say I put up my most recent blog article on the trail mix site to give you a picture of Los Angeles in the late 50s, early 60s.
Oh, I'll go get that. Yeah. I just wanted to update because we talked this yesterday. Did you see this? The federal prosecutors, this is that Babson student, Colin, the Massachusetts student, they've apologized. Which is pretty rare. I mean, and this is the college student right here. She was at the airport going to see her parents for the Thanksgiving holidays. They grabbed her, threw her in a detention center in the Burlington Mall in Massachusetts, and then before the judge could issue an order telling them they couldn't leave. Take her out of state. They took her out of state to Texas, and before a judge could tell them they couldn't deport her, they deported her to Honduras. And the Babson College has really stepped up and got her a lawyer. So anyway, now the prosecutors have officially apologized after she's filed a lawsuit, and that they were wrong. But so far, she's still in the Honduras. Babson is letting her continue her studies remotely in the Honduras. So, I mean, that's just one case. There are so many. I mean, this is going to be another lawsuit, probably, particularly now that they've apologized and admitted guilt for, wrongfully deporting her. I mean, Jesus.
Unless they can abolish lawsuits.
What's that?
Unless they can abolish lawsuits.
Well, they almost have. I mean, the situation with suing the federal government in these is a little difficult. I mean, we've got one test case also in Massachusetts. I mean, you could sue state and local agencies and, for violations of rights and so on pretty easily, but federal, it's different. First, you have to go to the administration. So there's a couple of cases that have been filed in the DHS administrative procedure, and you have to do that first to get redress with the federal agency, and they have 6 months to respond before you can actually go to court, file in federal court. So that is a cooling effect, to say the least. But we've got some cases that are in the works now, so there are some coming along that'll test all this.
Oh, I found the video.
Oh, okay.
It's on Threads, so I'll have to post it on.
You can put it in that little private chat thing that we discovered.
Well, I found it on my phone.
Well, put it on Trail Mix because we're about to wrap up here. But
yeah, I'll post it on Trail Mix right now. Actually, I'll post the link.
In the meantime, I'll go over and see what did Jamie put something on.
I'm telling you guys, if you are not on Threads, go on Threads because that's where this is all posted.
Oh, here it is. My little town. Jamie's posted this from her page.
Aww.
And What is that, Jamie? The Loyola? Oh, I see Robert Redford, the candidate. That's when that was playing live.
I used to check at the Loyola Theater in 1960.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I was in the box office there.
Is that in Los Angeles, or what part of Los Angeles?
Near LAX. That's all in the story.
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so it's right there on Trail Mix, but also on Jamie's Place blog. Cool. And I was going to see where to have. Oh, Thomas Paine. I am so proud of Tom. Remember we had our Thomas Paine Festival last weekend? Y'all were, I know y'all were into that. And this video, which I'm going to end with, is the one that took off. Look at there. 40,000 views. Thomas Paine.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Thomas Paine, alive and well. You got a lot of comments. And he got a lot of comments too. So I was going to let him take us out since he's such a hot. I wrote this script for him. I tried to imagine what would Thomas Paine say if he had a TikTok account today.
No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. Yeah. But
okay, I posted it on Trail Mix.
Okay, then we'll go over there, and everybody out there and comment. We kind of subdued the commenters today. I think the rotary phone detour drove them away.
Maybe
okay.
Maybe you have to plan a throwback thing at like the 11:30 mark. And just start talking about something.
Yeah. I mean, that's my nature. I'm a little eclectic. I mean, so I'm gonna do these things. So. All right, I'm gonna end with Thomas Paine, unless somebody's got something else.
Bye.
Anything else?
Bye. Have a good day.
Everybody have a good day. We'll see you over on Trailbacks, and here's Thomas taking us away. I got to get this other stuff off the screen first. Okay, here he comes.
Do you now cower before men who possess not a drop of royal blood, but all of a tyrant's appetite? Authority, once unmoored from the public will, is a wolf in any season. I see a people drunk on comfort. Has the blood of 1776 run so thin, I did not risk the quartering block to found a nation of spectators. If